What's up, bruh? Welcome to Nitro Rad episode of the 13th podcast, Brady and James episode 3, coming to you live from our studio. How's it going, Brady?
Thank you so much.
Normal Brady mode.
Yeah.
Back normal Brady mode. I don't know what that intro was supposed to be, but trying to keep things fresh and funny. We're doing some comedy here on the podcast, you know.
Couple of chuckles
Go a long way.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty tired. Yeah, I was asleep when you came to my house.
Yeah. No, because I was like, yo, I'm on my way, and you were starting to write, and then I went, yo, I'm here.
Yeah, that messed me up because I got the message it was like I was sleeping and I got the message as like, oh, I'm just on my way. I'm like, okay, so I can get 10 more minutes of sleep then. And then I hear boom, 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 I'm here. I was like, oh, so you're doing a bit. You're pulling a fast one on me, motherfucker. God damn it. Yeah, so how do we do this again? I don't remember how to do podcasts. I'm too tired to remember this shit. I need more coffee in me. Then it'll come back. Boy.
How was your Christmas?
I had a fairly decent Christmas. I don't know. Christmas is really stressful this year.
Yeah.
Christmas is always stressful when you're adult because it's like you have to get everything for everybody. You got to make sure you get it all on time, and everywhere's busy, and and the weather gets really shitty. Especially we live in Nova Scotia where the weather sucks during the winter. We had a snowstorm recently, and the mall was still open, and
my business was open.
You had to still go to work in that snowstorm. It's like, what are you fucking... if school's closed, the mall should be closed, the store should be closed.
But literally they go, if the malls are open and the bus routes are open and still going, why close? And I'm like, because no one wants to be out in this, and they just want to get home.
That was annoying. That happened to me a couple of times in college where there was a snowstorm and the bus routes would get canceled.
Yeah.
And then... school would still be on, so I'd just be like, I kind of can't get to school because the buses to the next city over aren't running and I can't get there. So it's not a short go to my school. It was like a city over.
Yeah.
It's like an hour bus and I just couldn't make it. But I mean, college is like, when you're in got smaller classes, your professors are like cool. They're like, yeah, I get it. And then they just tell you what you missed or whatever. And that's like easy peasy. Ooh, what about you, Brady? How was your whole Christmas? Trying to get this in a better position. It's because when we sit down, you're taller than me, but when we sit down, I sit up straighter than you, so I'm taller sitting.
I got a screwed up back. My Christmas was okay.
Just okay?
I don't know. I've never been a fan of Christmas.
Wow. Are you an anti-Christmas man? Are you... Wow. War on Christmas. Brady's on the front lines fighting the war on Christmas. He wants to get rid of the thing. Yeah. Come on. Why do you want to get rid of Christmas, Brady? Why do you hate Christmas?
Money, music, money.
Music's a big one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there are a few songs I'm like, yeah, this is bumping tune, but then it's just the over the top Christmas stuff.
I think Paul McCartney song's classic. That's fine, but when I used to work retail, Christmas was a nightmare because starting November 1st, the day after Halloween, it's Christmas music non-stop. And the problem with Christmas music is a lot of it is just you'll have 6 covers of Frosty the Snowman, 9 covers of Jingle Bell Rock, 10 covers of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and you're hearing different versions of the same 5 songs all day, and it drives you fucking insane.
That was me at
I could not stand that when I used to work retail at Shoppers.
The one benefit of EB Games is no music, just loop discs. Yeah. So I get to hear Fire Emblem's commercial or ad, and then I get to hear Madden 2020.
So why you're so annoyed when I brought up Star Wars Fallen Jedi Order?
I was just being an ass. I was just I just wanted to get you riled up. I was like, this looks bad.
You told me the graphics of the game look bad. I'm like, no, that looks fine.
I'm like, no, this graphics looks bad.
No, I can talk about that in a bit. Yeah. I've got a little further in Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah. That's something I got.
Because it actually looks nice. It does.
Because Jedi Fallen Order was a game it just looks like Uncharted combined with Bloodborne, and I like both of those games a shit ton, so I was like, sure. And, but I wasn't I saw it was super buggy at launch, but people seem to be I follow Giant Bomb, I watched, or I read Brad Shoemaker's review of it, and he gave it 2 out of 5 stars. And he said, I really like this game, but it's unacceptable to launch something like this, so 2 out of 5, and that was on EA. For rushing a thing out the door instead of delaying it. But, it's been patched, it's, a month and a half, 2 months later. It's way more patched up, it's way more playable. I barely see any of the errors. I mean, sometimes, the dialogue will get out of sync with the lip sync and cutscenes. There's some stuff like that, but it's nowhere near as bad. Yeah. But, Yeah, the Wookiees in that game look terrible. I think a game looks gorgeous, except the Wookiees. They look like they're made of, like, I don't know, they got this, like, scraggly, swampy, dirty mop hair, and their eyes look like plastic, wide-open doll eyes that don't ever blink. Wookiees look terrible. Yeah. But the human characters and the other aliens all look great. Like that, I think his name's Greezo or Grease or something. Yeah. He looks great.
Captain dude.
He's the captain guy. Like, the way he's animated and everything looks great. Yeah, that game's super fun. Yeah, it's like Bloodborne combined with Uncharted. It's not as good as either of those by a mile, but it's like fine. It's fun, and I'm liking it a lot. I got recently just got that upgrade where you can throw your lightsaber and force pull it back like a boomerang. I had that in my skill tree for like a while. I just noticed it and I bought it, and I fucking love that move. It's so much fun. Yeah, that's one thing I got for Christmas. Right? Yeah, my mom was like pestering me like, what do you want for Christmas? And like I have an income. I usually just buy all the games I want. So I usually give her like a game I kind of want,
but
and
don't want to spend money.
Don't want to spend money on it because it was broken on launch, which was Jedi Fallen Order. So that was like what I got for Christmas. I don't know what you got.
I just basically was like, don't bother getting me anything expensive because I don't want it. Just get me like a shirt or something.
Yeah.
Because like I buy my own games. I'll do that because like. I get tax free, right? So.
Speaking of Christmas, I got you a gift, Brady.
Speaking of Christmas, I got you a thing, James.
Wow. Who should open first? Vote below. We'll wait.
Come on, we don't got all day.
It doesn't work this way. It's not live. If we were doing this live, we could get a vote. But,
do it live next time. Fuck yeah.
That'd be an interesting idea. What if we did a live podcast live on just a Patreon? That'd be weird. We'd have to pick a time where people could see it though, because if it's live just on Patreon, I feel like 3 people would show up for it. And but if the comment on this one, I don't know. That's something. That's a neat idea. I like the idea of that because, like, you know, when people are, because like that's one thing I hate about live streaming is there's so many people watching I can barely read anything in the chat because there's so much. But I think like a Patreon live stream.
Well, if we have like an exclusive live stream,
it's just like the select full of just the patrons are there, and that would be really cool. Yeah, let us know if that's something you want to see. That'd be cool. I don't know if we'd be able to do that. But that's something we could think of at some point. Yeah, think about doing. Then we could have an archive version. That would be the podcast that month. Let's try that. Maybe not the next month, but sometime.
Maybe one day we'll get a podcast going so much that we'll be able to take in phone calls.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool. Taking in like Discord calls from Patreon.
You're live.
Let's see.
Fuck.
If we, God. No, well, the thing is it's a patron thing. Yeah. Everyone's kind of know what they're getting. So that'd be, there wouldn't be a risk of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. People calling in just saying profanity. Hang it up.
What's your profanity? All right. You wanna open that or?
You want me to go first? Okay, sure. I'll go first. So
I heard
we have some red paper. Thank you very much, Brady. That's very thoughtful. Anyway, we have a silver box with the writing Winter Wonderland on it. I've always wanted a gold box with Winter Wonderland. Thank you so much, Brady. All right, you can open yours now. Anyway, no.
Wow, I didn't even have to wrap it for me.
Oh, this is like coated in tape.
Yeah, I was like, I used to be after really the holiday seasons. I was just like, fuck it.
Yeah, I used to be really bad at wrapping, but one time when I was like in middle school, my mom like sat down and taught me, and I'm a little better at it now. I've gotten better over the years.
Yeah.
Oh, it's My Hero Academia, boy.
I know you're kind of growing out of it, but I was like...
Yeah, I kind of thought it was My Hero Academia, because you said, you used the phrase growing out of it. I don't know if I'm, like, growing out of it as much as, like, I'm just, like, the 4th season has been kind of slow, so I'm not really paying, but thank you.
But, like, awesome. It looked badass, and I was like...
Yes, the one where it's got, like, the hood, like, half torn off. That's from Season 1, I think.
Yeah.
But it's such, like, an iconic part. It looks dope. Because I have the, I think, Season 2 one. I had the Season 1 figure of him where he's just standing there, and it looks kind of lame, but that's, like, I like the cool
You like the
like
action-packed
ones. Yeah. You know what I fucking hate, though?
What?
Figmas.
Because
I'm just sitting there trying to pose and make them look cool for like half an hour. I just can't make them look cool. Just come in a nice pose, please, so I don't have to deal with it. I don't want to fucking deal with it.
Well, that's why I like Figmas. Is like we've had this conversation before. I'm like, yo, if I want
have on the podcast, though.
I'm like, I always say, I like posing my figures mainly because like if I wanted Ryuko sitting down in a chair reading a newspaper, I'll be able to do that.
Well, so you get that with like Nendoroids, I guess. I also don't like the way the ball joints look.
Yeah,
I think they look better as this one piece.
Yeah. Open that
sucker up.
Okay, I'll
room.
Do this one then. Whoa. Oh, do I gotta be careful? Is it fragile?
No, not at all.
Yo! Oh yeah, this is happening.
Yeah, buddy.
Headphones. I can't wait to play really loud music and then my family to get mad. What? What is that face? Yo! Whoa! What the fuck? Whoa!
It wasn't headphones, buddy.
I just dropped my phone.
I got those headphones for Christmas, but I just put it in the thing. Yeah.
No, you did not.
Oh, I got you the new Elgato, the 60S.
Oh my god.
That's why I asked if you had Windows 10. That's why.
Oh, you.
Yeah. 'Cause, see, I messaged Brady like, you got Windows 10, right? Where's the snipping tool in this thing, just to make it like so you wouldn't suspect nothing. Yeah, buddy. They had it on sale for Boxing Day at the Source for like $100 off. So I was like, oh, I gotta see if Brady's got Windows 10.
I mean, when you're asking, like you can have headphones that work for Windows 10 only, like.
There you go.
So I'm like, you looked at me and I was like, what? Am I not supposed to listen to them on the computer?
No, those are Bluetooth, and they can't connect to anything but my iPod. It's annoying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's like the PS4 is Bluetooth, but they're not compatible with those ones, which is annoying. Those are really nice noise canceling headphones, though. Like just listening to music is. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah, bro. I figured you could like get a lot of mileage out of that. See, I can't use the 60S because I only have Windows. I still have Windows 7. I still need to upgrade my computer. I haven't upgraded since like 2015, I think, is when I bought that. 2015 or 16. Dude, what are you shaking for, bud?
That's hype. This is the big hype.
Not as hype as what's the last year I got?
You got me a VR and I was like,
buddy.
Oh, yeah. But like,
oh, I wish we unwrapped that one on the podcast.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Ooh. Ugh.
I don't know. I think I one-upped you this year.
I like my little guy better, actually. So I'm just gonna chuckle that on the floor. I'll deal with it later because I don't want to. What if the 10 minutes of the podcast was just us cleaning the room? That'd be so boring to watch. There should be a stand, unless he just fits in the.
Yeah. He. Oh! I think.
Ooh, he's doing a fucking like gainer right into the pavement.
You know when you trip, when you hit like the ledge, you're like,
oh shit! I wish I could just set him up like this. That would look way funnier.
What if you were able to get like one of the tech deck skateboards?
Oh my god! That's to put in his hands. So he's actually running a head start to like get on the deck and start skating. God, I gotta get a tech deck. Let's see how much tech decks are on eBay. They're probably like 10 cents. eBay.ca. I gotta go to Canada eBay. So I get the Canada deals. So it's in CAD, and I can see if they ship to my house. A lot of stuff in Canada, or Canada.com, on eBay.com doesn't ship to Canada. Canada.com.
In Nova Scotia.
The American website for Canada, Canada.com. Then there's America.ca, the Canadian American website. So he's completely suspended in the air, wow.
Yeah, like usually... Yeah. That's usually like me like running back to work after my break.
Bring it up to the camera, I'll focus on it.
Just like ah!
I'll bring that up. There he is. That's nice looking. I like that.
I think the one thing I really like about the figure is he actually has like a lens on his like helmet.
Oh yeah, mask. I noticed that too. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
I think it
looks nice. Cool. All right, Tech Deck. I don't know how to spell. Is it T-E-C-K or T-E-C-H?
You got them. You got them.
There you go. Tech Decks. Tony Hawk, new and thrashed. Let's go price lowest first from Canada. Because I find if you get it from China, it takes like 2 months to ship. This one's $4.66, but it's got $20.
The Clone Wars. It's a Clone Wars.
Oh my god. It's a McDonald's Tech Deck.
Dude, you could probably go to the like Value Village and look for one.
This would have been when the Clone Wars was in the theaters, like that 3D CG Star Wars film.
Oh my god.
So this Tech Deck is like a McDonald's Tech Deck from like 2007. Jesus. That's weird.
2010.
Well, I'll figure out some Tech Decks shit. I really want to give Deku there. Fuck, this shit's falling off my goddamn desk.
Man, I was saying in my last stream, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hopefully get some better quality on my streams. Yeah. So stay tuned, and because going into the new year.
Currently, you use like the OG shitty Elgato that I gave you.
You lent that one to me.
So that one you can still plug older consoles into. Yeah. That one you can't unless you put it through a frame ice.
Go put it through. Go put it through.
I had a Porky Pig moment that just turned into like Will Smith for a second.
It was like Parappa the Rapper.
Yeah, exactly. God. But yeah, unless you got a upscaler, which I don't know if you have.
Like a frame.
You can get like shitty shitty cheaper ones.
Yeah.
That's what I used for the Mario Sunshine video. I had like a shitty component upscaler. That's why the Mario Sunshine footage doesn't look nearly as good in my actual Mario Sunshine video than like every video after I bring up Mario Sunshine. I have like fresh, crisper footage.
Yeah. I'm gonna...
So I'm pretty sure what the whole thing in that one is there's less lag.
Okay.
So it's closer to real time, like the gameplay, so you don't have to delay your microphone and camera.
Yeah. It's also showing analog audio? Like,
it does have an analog audio input.
That's cool.
So does the one I have, but I've never been able to figure out how to use it. I would assume you just plug it in there, but
yeah, no, this is...
I've never had the opportunity where I've needed to plug in an HDMI and analog audio. I've never needed that. So, I don't,
Dude,
kind of weird.
This is, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, Brady, and a Happy New Year. See you next time.
Now we need a thumbnail of me just being like, not clickbait.
Wow, not clickbait. You gave me what for Christmas? And we'll like blur it out.
It's all
so you have to click on the video to see what it was.
And it's going to be about like 12 minutes into the video. It's going to be like a 22 minute, 12 minutes.
You got to get that watch time so they don't bring the thing up until way later into the
video. So we're going to go to the mall today and then we're going to see what's going on. Then I got to do a Christmas exchange later with my bud.
You know how I get that watch time? I make a 25-minute video full of like actual information that people want to watch the whole thing.
Not about
I mean, that's way more work, and people doing... I mean, honestly, like, if you can make way more money than I make with way less work, yeah, power to you, I guess, but I mean, I feel like I care more about getting information online than I do, like, getting paid. I mean, getting paid's nice, kind of want to buy games and pay bills, but I mean, you know.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the source and be like, yeah, so there was like a... streaming Elgato in there. I wanted to listen to music, not listen to Twitch.
I do have the receipt if you need, if it's like busted or something. So let me know if it probably won't, but I have the receipt if you need it.
I'll just be like,
whoa, we're wearing like the same,
like
a plaid shirt with like a Yeti shirt underneath it.
With a Kevin shirt.
Just
Kevin shirts.
Kevin shirt.
It's us. That's usually that's life.
That's all we do, wear Kevin shirts. Speaking of Kevin. He actually finally made a appearance on the channel. Because one guy asked about it. Well, we're gonna get to podcast questions later, but I guess I'll go into this a little bit, like what I did this past month in November. Wait, did I already talk about the collab? Because that was the collab was in December.
No, we teased that a bit because you were talking about Rayman.
Yeah, but now it's done, and we can talk about that. So in December I only put out 2 videos because the Christmas season has been like super busy. So I didn't get as much time to work towards videos, and plus that one video I did it with Ant Dude, so it took a little longer than usual. Like I find collabs take. I've never done like a collab with another person before outside of the April Fool's thing, but that took a long time anyway. Yeah, this definitely took longer than usual because there's a lot of like us doing stuff, going back and forth, sending each other stuff, being like, wait, I still need this, and like waiting on someone else to get line stuff. Yeah, so there's like a little more. Took quite a bit longer. But it was super interesting. I've never, like, done anything with another person other than, like, you. Or, like, an April Fool's thing, which worked totally differently, like, not just a review. But, yeah, that was cool. That was more so his idea than mine, but, I mean, it was kind of based on something that I started. Because I first made, like, a reference to Ant Dude in, I think, the Mario 3D World video. Where I made a joke where, like, I like these ant dudes. And then I show a picture of Ant Dude in the corner. And then it was like the Bomberman Hero video where I made a joke about... Because there was a long time where like every time I would upload a video about a game that Ant Dude's already mentioned, everyone would be like, is this a re-upload?
Yeah.
And that's where that started from. So I made a joke, I think, of the Bomberman Hero video where I was like, oh, look, I'm Ant Dude ripoff, because I was acknowledging what everyone else did. And then he decided like, hey, well, what if we take that little jab and run with it? And we've been talking about doing this for a while, and it wasn't until like December, because I told him I wanted to wait until I was done the Halloween stuff, because during like October I'm just making, because I put out so many videos in September, October, so I'm just like working and doing nothing else. But yeah, into late November, early December is when we started doing it. And yeah, I did Rayman Arena. What are you looking at?
Oh, just a transaction I did a while ago at work.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what is in there?
Oh, I see.
Okay.
You find random receipts. That's what I used to like doing. I'd be cleaning my room and I'd find a random receipt and I'm like, ooh, what'd I buy? And it was like, oh, this is when I bought Infamous like a year ago. Cool. I used to like doing that. I don't know. But yeah, Rayman Arena is a game I did grow up playing a lot of, and that is a game I wanted to talk about on the channel ever since I'd covered the original 3 Rayman games. And I think doing a collab was actually a good way of doing that because it's a multiplayer game, so if you have 2 people. Yeah. And I kind of framed it like he was playing the PS2 version and I was playing the GameCube version, because I know those 2 versions are very different. That's not actually what was happening, obviously. We live on different sides of the continent, so I actually played all the Rayman stuff, he actually played all the stuff. We just kind of showed each other, gave each other lines, and acted it out as if he was playing one version, I was playing another. Because I felt that was the best way, like, utilizing another speaking person that's, like, present in the video to get that information across in a way that feels organic, and in a way that feels like a conversation. Because I feel like so many collabs I've watched, it's just like, it feels like they just wrote the script as normal, and then just glue some lines to one guy and glue some lines to the other guy. So like they just take turns reading the lines, and I don't like that because it just feels like a normal video, except it's 2 people this time. So I wanted there to be interactions with the 2 people. So like I'd say, oh, it was like this. Wait, but I thought my intro was like this, and yours is like that. But no, wait, are you playing the PS2 version? Yes, I am playing the PS2 version. Is that different? You know. And I rolled with that, and I felt like, and I got some comments that kind of noticed that and really appreciated that. I kind of tried to make it feel that way instead of just that. Because that's what I did with the Whiplash video, when it was you and me. Yeah. And I wrote that like a conversation. Like, you point something out, I'd be like, oh, right, and then I could bounce off of that. And I think that's a better way. I mean, I'm saying this, I haven't really written any... I've only written 1 collab, not counting the one we did with Whiplash. But, yeah, I feel like that's just a better way of, like, doing that. I don't know, I didn't learn nothing about that, like, in film school. I mean, like, in film school, you don't really learn how to... I guess film is inherently a collaborative effort where you're getting different roles, but in a writing way and when there's 2 hosts, we never really learned about that, so I kind of just... I think that's just kind of the way I wanted to tackle it based on what I've seen collabs be before. It's like, I don't want it to be like that. I want it to, So that's kind of what I did. I hope that turned, a lot of people seem to like that video a lot. Of course, I got a lot of comments being like, I don't like Ant Dude, or I don't like collabs, and he got the same thing, but it's just inevitable with all collabs. That's why people don't do collabs all the time. But yeah, it's like a one-time thing. I think it did really well. I got like a lot of people pulling from his video coming to mind, didn't know about my channel, and vice versa. And yeah, it was a good video for the channel. I got like a decent amount of subscribers and vice versa. So that was cool.
I didn't think I was gonna see it ever in my life, but Bald Rayman was definitely in
Bald Rayman. That was in his video. Yeah.
Because like after watching yours, I went over there and I was like, that's disgusting.
Yeah, because he sent me that line without context, and I just tried my best to act out like Bald Rayman, because I didn't see the Bald Rayman when I was recording that clip, and I sent it to him. I was like, is that good? I don't know what I'm looking at. And he was like, it's fine. And then when I watched his video and it paired together, I thought it looked really good. A lot of people commented saying that like my acting was really good, which I was surprised by. I never really considered myself a good actor. I saw some people said, why is his acting better here than it is in Garanicor? And I feel like Garanicor is like theatrical shit, but this was just trying to feel like a real conversation, trying to talk naturally. I think that's a lot easier for me than acting kind of like, well, scenes are scary.
See, that's where I differ. Like, that's why I'm more theatrical.
You're definitely a lot better at
acting like that.
For sure.
So when it comes to, like, performing lines, I'm like, I can't do this. I need to talk my way.
Yeah, you're way better at, like, acting in a scene with, like, shit than you are just kind of, like, saying words lines, like normal.
Like, I'm like, I can't do that, because, like, even when I'm talking normally, I'm trying to theatrical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are different strokes on different... I was going to say different strokes for different folks, but I couldn't think of a rhyme for strengths that means
different
people.
Different jokes for eating yolks.
Different jokes on different folks. I don't know. I just said folks, which is part of the actual one. But yeah, and then the only thing I did after that, because I was so busy with like family and Christmas and shit, was the annual top 10 games of the year. And I kind of had a weird... I felt really weird about that one, because I always do those like transitions where it's like... It's every transition's its own thing, and that's always like the most fun part of that video. But I felt like I was being really underwhelming with the transitions this year. I felt like the only cool transition was the Baba Is You one, and then maybe the Resident Evil 2 transition. because that was number one. Spoilers, this is my number one game. Everyone probably doesn't care or already watched the video. But that it was because those I was like trying to make the number one intro.
Yeah.
I guess I did Uncharted 4 one year, and it was kind of like it just breaks the screen. That was it. But like, well, I remember one year's Metal Gear Solid 5.
That
dressed
one
up
was
like Kaz
that one was fantastic.
Because I based that on the iDroid effect that we already did for Granny.
You borrowed that crappy prop I went and made.
And I think it looked fairly decent.
Made on nothing but foam.
Yeah. Made on for a low budget thing. I think you did a good job with that iDroid. But yeah, I felt like every transition was just kind of like, oh, I hear a dog outside. Christ. By the numbers, kind of whatever. Like, oh, the lightsaber comes up and the screen splits. It's like, well, I feel like I've done a million screen splitting transitions. Yeah. But what I've come to realize though is I got a lot of comments being like, yeah, I love the transitions, even though I felt that way about them. And I think I'm just starting to realize I've done so many of these annual videos that like the transitions, I've done every core type of transition at least once. I've done like a split transition. I've done fade transitions. I've done ones where there's a cutout and the fuzz is cut out. And I've done ones where like the screen breaks. And those are basically at its core, pretty much all the ones you can do on a basic level until you get really ambitious. And I feel like just because I've done those types, even if I'm doing different spins on them, it still feels the same to me. So to me, it felt really uninspired and lame this year, but I think it's just because I've done them so much at this point, it's harder to like have them feel really different.
Didn't I just say like the sun's
gonna set, and we're gonna get overexposed.
I literally I was like, yeah, it's cloudy out. The one thing we don't need to worry about is that frickin' sun.
But when the sun
pops out. Yeah. I was
still got a little bit here.
Yeah. I was gonna say, two of my favorites were the Metal Gear Solid 5 one and your Mario Odyssey.
Right, where the hat comes. See, again, that was the same transition for number one in both years. In Uncharted 4, where he smashes through the screen, I use that After Effects like particle break thing. Same with Mario Odyssey, the hat comes through the... Well, I guess the Mario Odyssey one was a little better because I actually roto-brush out the hat, and you see the hat come forward and break through the screen that way, and I think that did look a lot better. But even that same transition I used for Astral Chain, like the chain pops up and then the screen turns to a bunch of cubes, but that is the same After Effects thing.
But in a sense, a lot of people
I
guess they like the visuals.
I think it just feels that way to me because I'm someone that uses After Effects. So when I see certain effects, I'm like, oh, they clicked this button, you know. But I guess a lot of people that don't have that experience don't feel that way. They just see the effect. I guess.
You see the process of it, right?
Yeah, I see the process. I see all the dials and numbers. I'm like, oh, he clicked cubes on Particle Effects Simulator 2 or whatever, and After Effects. It's not what it's called at all, but I can't remember the names of it, but I recognize them when I see them. And then currently I'm working on a Billy Hatcher video, which I wanted to get out last month, but the collab ended up getting in the way, and then the top 10 video ended up getting in the way, and I'm still doing that. It's actually almost done. It's all recorded, the narration's all edited. I just have to like do half more of matching B-roll and it's done. So that'll be out.
Most anticipated game of the year.
What?
Billy Hatcher.
God, Billy Hatcher's a really
very mediocre.
No, I think it's really good, but parts of it are fucking infuriating. Yeah. Like the movement in that game feels good, rolling over guys feels good, the obstacle courses feel good, but then there's like random chunks of level that are really badly designed and you die over and over and over and have to restart the whole fucking level, and it's just random, awful, poorly designed difficulty spikes, and it's just like, this sucks because this is a really good game otherwise. But there was a lot cool stuff to talk about. Like there's like these Game Boy Advance link cable stuff that was like really cool to go through and find all that. And I got to play a little bit of that shitty like Sega iToy PS2 game because Billy Hatcher has a game in that, so I bring that up. So I got to play a little bit of that. You play that game like you're just waving hands one or the other to like push the egg left, push the egg right, push it forward, and it barely functions. It sucks. It's terrible, but I played it for the Billy Hatcher video.
And I remember seeing like those games in the Sony stores, and I was like, oh look, it's magic, and I'm like, it's not magic.
No, I wasn't even that impressed by the iToy as a kid. Like it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I played it when they had like it in the window of the Sony store. Played the Little Ninjas game, and then went on my merry way over to EB Games to play at the fucking GameCube kiosk because that thing looked amazing. If I could own one piece of history, it would be the GameCube kiosk.
I miss those setup kiosks. Yeah. I remember when Zeller's went out of business, they sold some of those kiosks. But they were like $1,000 each. It's like, fuck, I wish I could have bought
I wish I was an adult and had money then.
I don't know if I would pay $1,000 for a kiosk. It was like a PS3 kiosk they were selling though, which wasn't as cool as like a GameCube one, but
okay,
cool. Excuse me.
If there's two things I can own in history, it's a GameCube kiosk and an Amiibo kiosk.
Oh,
because those things are cool.
They were selling the Amiibo kiosk at Target when the Target went out. Because I remember they were liquidating all the Amiibos, and it was like Series 1. And that was when I decided, because at first I was just buying the ones I liked, but when they had all of them on sale for like $4 each, I'm like, I may as well buy all of these, and then I just had all of them at the start, and then I ended up getting rid of. I still have some of those. Like, I still have the OG Kirby, the original Luigi, Mario.
Only Mario and Pikachu ones left.
Yeah, exactly.
I still get people coming into my work asking me, being like, "You're from that panel," and I was like,
"Oh, that's so weird." Thanks. Getting recognized from a convention. Yeah. Not necessarily the internet, which is kind of where one was an extension of the other, but
It's cool. Yeah, I didn't do much over the holidays except for work my hands down to the bone.
Yeah, you're always working.
And streaming every now and then, part-time,
So you're finally starting to not get holiday hours.
I'm starting to go back to regular hours, get more free time, so that means I get to organize, I get to clean up, I get to do streaming, I can put a day aside if you need me for something.
Yeah, like this podcast was a little bit late because of it too, which apologies for that.
Yeah, it's the holidays, right? Like you can't just expect something to be out on time.
This is busy time.
Yeah.
God, I just realized the preview on the TV, all those icons on the right aren't bordering the screen. They're like kind of out. No one's going to see this but us, but I just thought that's definitely a resolution error. It's not supposed to be there. Well, I watched The Mandalorian.
Yeah, how's that?
That was a good show. There's one episode where they take his helmet off and it's like a big unveil, and he looks like our friend Michael. He looks just like Michael. They pulled off a helmet.
Seriously?
And he's like, that's Michael. And I was talking to Michael about this the other day. And he's like, yeah, I finished The Mandalorian. And I was like, Michael, he looks like you. And he was like, yeah, like, he pulled the helmet off. I was like, wait, that's me. And I was like, okay, I'm not the only one that felt that way then. Like, you,
Shit, dude.
It's so weird. Well, that's a good show. It's interesting because, like, the big, hyped up Star Wars thing was the last sequel trilogy movie, Rise of Skywalker. But I'm hearing everyone, like, thinks it's not all that great. But then, like, the other Star Wars things that came out, like Mandalorian, Jedi Fallen Order, people like a lot more.
It wasn't good for a finale.
Yeah.
It was good for an episode 8. Like, because they really wanted episode 8 and 7 merged, I feel. Yeah. That's what they were saying. And then 9 to be 8. And then one more after that.
Everyone hates 8 for some reason. I watched it recently. I thought it was
because
fine.
It felt like it should have just been shoved. Like, there were things that...
I get a lot of people thought that, like, what's the black guy's name, Stormtrooper? Finn?
Yeah, I was like, do you mean like armor-wise or like skin tone?
No. The African American guy. He's like his whole side plot where they go to the casino, they come back with nothing. Like that whole felt pointless, which a lot of people say, which I understand. Yeah. My problem with that casino thing is the casino felt like a human Earth casino with aliens there. It didn't feel like this otherworldly casino. It didn't feel like a Star Wars set piece. It felt like they went to Earth and just went into a regular casino. There's like 5 aliens there, and I didn't. But no, like last month I was curious because I haven't cared about Star Wars since high school. Yeah. Sometimes like, oh, there's a fun Star Wars game, sure I'll play that. But I haven't watched the movies. I haven't watched any of the Star Wars movies since I was a kid. I don't remember much from like the prequels or even the original trilogy that much. But like, I watched episodes 7 and 8, and I thought they were both fine. I didn't really think one was better than the other. They were both like whatever. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I guess I don't care that much about Star Wars. Why I felt that way. I felt like the first one felt like really. I don't know. The one thing that really bothered me about the 7th movie, and I looked this up, and the other people felt the same way. I talked to Robbie about this. He feels the same way. I just don't buy that. Like, this one stormtrooper like defects. But then you see him just killing all the other stormtroopers, like, but he got upset when one of his fellow stormtroopers died, and that was why he defected, because he didn't want to see his fellow friends die anymore. But then he's just killing stormtroopers like nothing. Yeah. How are you going to humanize a stormtrooper, and then, oh, just kidding, they're back to being fodder? That makes no sense. Like, if you can humanize one stormtrooper, that means all of these stormtroopers have feelings. All of the, like, there's no hesitation when he has to kill. It makes no sense. That was one thing and I love the idea of like, oh, we're gonna characterize one stormtrooper and kind of explore him, and I like that idea. But you can't do that without doing that considering
unless he had like a relationship with that one stormtrooper. Yeah,
but that's all. It was just like, oh, just another stormtrooper died, and he was it was I don't know. It made no sense. I hated that. And I guess like if I had one problem with episode 8, it would be that casino thing. Like they go there, it didn't feel entertaining at all, and they came back, and there was no point. But yeah, like I think both those movies are fine. Like they're entertaining. I don't think one's I didn't think one was better than the other. I felt they were both whatever. And I'm sure I'd feel probably the same way about the ninth one. I'd probably watch it and be like, I was whatever.
Yeah, Episode 9 is Star Wars junk food for like.
I hear it's very like fan servicey, which I guess was a response to the backlash of like the 8th one. I don't know. Yeah. People care way too much about Star Wars, man. People get crazy.
Go.
Oh my god!
I watched a video on the ending of that, and this girl was like, "No, fuck that! I fucking hate Star Wars." When she's storming, she's like, "I want my money back."
Stormtroopers nerds are like the most insane types of nerds. Yeah. Like I tell you, like the whole joke that Stormtroopers have bad aim because they're always missing in the movies, and the real reason they're missing is because the characters have plot immunity because they have to survive, so whatever. But I mean, that's just a funny joke. People are allowed to joke about that, and they poke fun of that in The Mandalorian, where like the last episode, it starts with these two stormtroopers just talking and hanging out, and they're killing time. They try to like shoot some can, and they both keep missing. It's a little shot at it, but yet you go into the comments on videos, kind of like joking about. They're like, no, stormtroopers are deadly, and they're very precise, and they're way better than the clone troopers, but they only miss because they had plot immunity. And they made fun of it in The Mandalorian, and that director should go to jail because they're not actually inaccurate. And then there's people like, no, the clone troopers are better. And then there's people like arguing over what stormtroopers are better, and how, like really pissed off how people make fun of their aim because they're actually good at aiming, and they just look like, I don't know, people care so much about both. It's like, oh my god. Star Wars fans are crazy. Like, reading the comments on any Star Wars video on YouTube is a nightmare.
Obsessively, like dysfunctional like fans are like the craziest. Like it doesn't matter what you're liking. It's like I've seen some crazy Sonic fans. I've seen some crazy Mario fans.
Sonic fans are crazy.
I've seen some.
Can be at least. Yeah. I haven't really seen many. I guess the craziest Mario fans are just like 7-year-olds.
Most crazy Mario fans are technically like the people that just want Waluigi included in everything.
Well, those are more like the meme crowd. I guess I'm a crazy Mario fan. I'm crazy about Mario. I want Mario. I'm never gonna shut up until I want Mario in Smash Bros. I want Mario in Smash Bros.
Mario 2.
No, but you know what I mean. There's always those people that are like crazy about anything, and they just want it in Smash Bros. Like, I want the Stormtrooper in Smash Bros. Because I'm a Star Wars crazy person. Can you imagine if someone's crazy about Mario and they wouldn't shut up about Mario in Smash Bros. Even though he already is in Smash? Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, like no, like people are crazy. people crazy.
So pissed off. I'm mad that I don't have what I already got.
I need more, and I won't stop until I get it.
Yeah, exactly, buddy.
Like, well, bud, you need to slow it down a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like
40
minutes into this. I guess we can take Oh, I want to bring one thing up.
What's up?
Maybe I shouldn't say this because I want to avoid talking about like more like fearful topics, but the whole like Iran thing with. But
I stayed off of Twitter for that stuff.
That shit's scary. But I just want to say, Dan Reichert left Giant Bomb recently to go pursue other endeavors, and I was like super happy for him. It's kind of lame to see Dan leave because I'm a big Giant Bomb fan. I love Dan Reichert. But anyway, he left Giant Bomb. So the day after that whole thing happened, Giant Bomb was trending. And people who didn't know what Giant Bomb was were really scared, and it was really funny.
Oh my god!
I just wanted to. So I thought.
Yeah, no, like I kept like going into like voice chats on Discord. People were talking about that and stuff, and I'm like, don't want to deal with it. I'm like, I'm not listening to this.
All I'll say is I'm just happy I'm Canadian, and we're probably not gonna get involved in this shit at all. So we're I'm safe and saying that stuff.
So like I stayed off Twitter. When I went back, I posted a stupid Donkey Kong music mashup thing.
Donkey
Kong.
I think it's Donkey's Jedi Fallen Order video. It starts with like an advertisement for shirts. And he starts with, he has a picture of a turkey, goes, gobble, gobble, I'm the Christmas monkey. And I don't know why, but I laughed so hard.
Is that what you said to me earlier?
Yeah, gobble, gobble, I'm the Christmas monkey. It's from a donkey video. That made me laugh so hard. I don't know, calling a turkey a monkey. I don't know why that made me laugh. It's funny because that wouldn't be funny if anyone but Donkey said it.
Donkey says some stupid shit, and it's only him when it's funny.
I think he just sounds funny. It's like whenever, like...
I like the way he talks.
Like the Knack 2 joke, it's funny when Donkey says it. Yeah. It's not funny when anyone else says it.
If anyone else were to like say like Big Yosh, I'm like only Donkey can make me giggle.
Oh, I wonder how many people prank called EB Games. We're like, do you have Big Yoshi?
I haven't gotten any, but we had one recently where it was like Minecraft 2, and then like Guy I was working with was like, yeah, for Sega Saturn. Yeah, I think we got that. Yeah, just do you mind if I put you on hold? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then he immediately just hung up, and he's like, see how long it takes them to realize.
Kids prank call EV games so much. I've been told. Yeah.
And like I've received calls like the Fortnite 2 one.
Oh, you
and I'm like, well, I mean, the kid wasn't wrong. Chapter 2 came out, so like, good for you. You got what you wanted. It's just not for the Wii, so you're missing out.
Fortnite 2 for the Wii.
Yeah.
And Fortnite on the Wii would be dope. You could like aim with the Wii remote. It'd be like a shitty third-person shooter controls.
Have like almost like
Resident Evil 4 controls maybe. Not quite, but...
Poopy.
God. I had a dream when I was younger that I played a Wii port of Infamous 1. And it just looked like PS2 Infamous with Wii controls. It was kind of cool. Like, I kind of missed that. Like, when you could always play a shittier looking version of any game with motion control. Yeah. Like, Force Unleashed on the Wii, it's like, the graphics are worse, you got motion control. That was just a weird time.
Yeah.
I kind of missed that, honestly. That's why I like DS games, because, like, DS games are like a PS1 version of, like, any current game. Like Bloodstone, any like random PS3 game.
Yeah,
that shit's cool.
I forgot to bring up. I had a dream recently where I was streaming.
Yeah,
everything was normal. I think I was playing like Kirby or something, and then just suddenly when I went into like another level, like it loaded up the screen, everything just turned to porn on my webcam and shit, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? I'm gonna get banned off of Twitch.
I've had dreams like that too, where like, not to interrupt, but I've had dreams like that too, where like I upload a video and I watch it back and it's just porn. I'm like, no, I'm gonna let it. I don't know why. Like, there's that like subconscious fear of like accidentally uploading something that'll get you banned.
Yeah. And I woke up and I was like, trying to recalculate when the last time I streamed was, because I was like, I don't know if that was in the archives, and I'm like still like I'm awake and I'm like,
a small part of you is like still paranoid. Oh fuck, I don't know. Even though that's ridiculous, it would never happen. Yeah.
No, you gotta scary. But no, that happened recently, and
that's one of my like biggest fears, and like a lot of other YouTubers I've talked to, they feel the same way. Is like accidentally streaming when you mean to record. So it's just like you're streaming nothing, and it's just
I think
scary.
you've made like an accident.
I've done that one time. My mic was off, thank God.
Yeah.
But I wasn't saying anything.
I was like.
But I accidentally streamed a bit of Ghost Hospital instead of recording it. Like I streamed 10 minutes of it, and it was just gameplay with no commentary, and like it said the last thing I was streaming, like Nitro stream, whatever, Resident Evil 7 or whatever the fuck the last thing I streamed was. And everyone was like, James, we can't hear you. Why is the title wrong? And then I just stopped streaming. Everyone wasn't confused. I was like, oh fuck, I was nagged. Yeah, oops. Damn. And then it got people being like, I tweeted like, oh, I just accidentally streamed, sorry about that. And then you get people being like, yeah, right, you did that on purpose. It's like, why would I ever do that on purpose? It makes no sense.
Yeah, you did that on purpose.
There's always people that think you did everything on purpose. They think they don't realize that like YouTubers are also normal people that make
like fuck ups
too.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you did it on purpose. Like, why would I fuck?
Well, that's like they think like you don't have emotions, right?
People don't realize that YouTubers are people. Yeah. Like I'll get people sending me like gross bullshit on Twitter. I'm like, this is fucking weird. Yeah. Why would you send me this? And
it's like, well,
I didn't think you'd ever see it. It's like, why would you think I never see it? So you sent it to me. Where do you think it would go?
What do you expect?
In my inbox, where I would probably see it.
Jesus.
God, just because I think people just assume YouTubers don't see any comments because they don't reply to comments. Like, I try to read most of the comments. I just don't reply to all of them because that'd be insane, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not enough time in the day for that.
No.
Not even enough time at night.
Busy doing actual video editing. I gotta get that Billy Hatcher done. I'll probably get that done like Tuesday. Have that up Wednesday maybe. That's been a longer one because I don't know. I'm not getting much done in January. I've been like a bit lazy January because I've been drained from the holiday shit, and I've been like hanging out with the GF. So that's a part of my life that's
the good friend.
Yeah. So first couple of months you kind of takes a lot from your work life, but I got to get back in the. There's another game I think I might want to do a video on. I found this really cool indie game on itch where it's like, it's the idea of like playing an online arena shooter, but no one's online. So like you're in the arena and you have like a gun and you're looking around, but no one's online, no one's there. But creepy shit starts happening.
Is it no players online?
No players online.
That's it. Yeah, I remember I seen something about that and I was like, this looks like some Quake shit.
That looks cool as fuck.
It's cool.
And you're walking around, there's nobody, and then you just see this like creature coming at you. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck
you gotta try that out. I've seen some stuff.
I'm thinking like that. That's a potential thing I might do a video on, just because it looks like a short. Because because last year in the later half, I stopped doing indie games, like weird indie games, as much. So I want to do more of those. So I think that's a good contender. Yeah. There's also that weird like N64 looking game that came out on Wii U. The guy that made that was actually talking to me like half a year ago about it, and he said he'd give me a review code, but they told me that Nintendo changed the way review codes work, and they can't do it on Wii U right now, so I'm not going to get a review code for that. So I don't know if that's something I'll look at. But that's like it's made this N64 looking game for Wii U. Yeah. Weird to release it on Wii U. I think it's because he didn't have the money to get to put it on Switch, but they put it on Wii. It's like I don't think you're going to make that return on Wii U, but I don't know, weird thing that exists. It's also on it's on Xbox One as well, which makes more sense for it. But like, put that thing on Switch, man. Yeah. All the Five Nights at Freddy's games are on Switch apparently, like 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I was actually getting comments in my Discord
asking you to play that.
Asking me to play it. I was like, there's no. If I don't want to play it in VR, I don't want to play it out of VR. Like, I ain't doing it.
Robbie and I played that a bit on New Year's.
I hate it.
We had some drinks and played Five Nights at Freddy's VR, and like we played the DLC, and the DLC wasn't that great.
Yeah, that was that Halloween one.
Yeah, the Halloween themed DLC. Because I really like that game actually, despite never caring about Five Nights at Freddy's before. But like, I don't know, that DLC just wasn't. It just felt like rehashes of previously existing mini games, and they just put a skin on it, and I don't know, it wasn't particularly interesting.
I forgot. I had a few drinks, and I was playing Beat Saber.
You're playing Beat Saber.
I fucking love Beat Saber.
Yeah, Beat Saber's dope.
I was moving and grooving and dancing to the music, drinking some juice. And
remember when we were at HalCon and there's the VR room, there's this one kid playing Beat
I still
Saber.
have the video of it on my phone.
Yeah, or was he playing Super Hot?
No, I think he was playing Beat Saber at first, and then he started playing Super Hot.
And he was going nuts, and, and the guy had to keep grabbing him and stopping him from jumping around because he was going to destroy the TV in front of him. And Brady and I were just sitting here like, that kid's going to break that fucking TV.
Yeah. He's either going to break someone's hand or the TV. And then there was one person who was like beside us, being like, "We were supposed to go before them. We were supposed to go before them." And I was like, I don't
care. Stop complaining to us.
I was like, Jesus, it's just a kid.
I hate it when random strangers turn to you and start talking to you for no. Like I was in Tim Hortons the other day, and this older, like probably middle-aged woman turns to me, just being like, "Yeah, buying lots of soup. We're all out of soup. So getting on that soup game." And I was like, "Uh-huh."
Out of soup.
And I kind of went back to waiting for my order to come. It's like, I don't know who you are and why you're talking about me soup randomly, but okay.
I heard the concert last night really rocked.
Oh, God. Did we do
Yeah, we've talked about
God,
that.
I heard like that's the most NPC random dialogue. Yeah. Like, I swear some people are just NPCs, and you get within close range of them, and they just say, like, a canned line to you. Like, getting soup for the kids. Cool. Thanks.
I heard there were going to be monsters at the fair.
God.
Jesus.
The drinks here are so overpriced. I heard the one down the street's cheaper, and that would be like.
And then you go back, you go over to the one that's cheaper, and then there's someone there going like, "Man, these drinks are cheaper and better tasting."
Exactly. Yeah, like it's the NPC bullshit. Just to guide the player in the right direction. Some people are just like that, man. Yeah. I swear to God. So we're 50 minutes into this podcast. That flew by.
Yeah.
Damn.
Man, what was it? Same week when we had the storm. It was the day prior.
Yeah.
Because I just realized this is the receipt that I the reason why I held on to it was so I could boast about this at work.
Oh yeah.
I had the best sale of my life. Got protection plans on everything.
Oh.
Games, system, membership. I was like, bam. I'm sending this to my boss, and my boss was really proud. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what you meant until you brought that. Yeah, so like you sold them all of the extra stuff that you're told.
Like I met my quota within one transaction.
That's
met my sales in one day.
On like your first one?
Yeah, on my first one.
Awesome.
I literally got out of Star Wars, went to work, logged in, put my lanyard on, and then I was like, how's it going? Blah blah blah. This and that. We made the sale, and I was like, well, I'm done for the day. Everyone's sales, they're all yours.
There you go. That's crazy.
Being the big shot,
that sucks that they make you like you have to sell this every day. That's
it's not even that. It's like it's what we're expected to do.
Yeah.
And if we
so if you don't do it, they don't like.
We're not. They're gonna be like, you guys could be doing better, but like now that's after the holidays, like the fact I got that after the holidays was like.
There you go. Yeah. See, I never buy the protection plan or any of that shit because it's like I've never busted a game before.
Both you and me are good with our things. And like even if I wanted to break a game, I have 5 copies of Sonic Adventure, so I don't need to worry.
The other thing is Blu-ray discs just don't really scratch as easily as older discs do. Like you can have a Blu-ray sitting around, it's probably going to be fine. Like PS2 discs get scratched, and the protection plan worked great for like that, and like Wii discs even. But like everything's Blu-ray now or cartridges. Like maybe you'll lose a cartridge, which I lost a cartridge. Speaking of, we bought Team Sonic Racing way back, like a week after it came out. And I kind of caved and bought it because I wanted to play it with you. I was like,
play that,
I was like, and I lost the cartridge like a week after I bought it. We played it once, and I lost the cartridge. It was missing for like 6-7 months. I was missing for so long. A couple of days ago, I found the cartridge in my drawer when cleaning my room, and I checked that drawer a billion times for it. I swear to God, but it was in there. I was at the point where I thought I vacuumed it up with a vacuum because the cartridge is so small. It's
the amount of times I've heard people say that, and I'm like,
God.
Ugh.
But no, I finally found it. So if I got the protection plan, I would have been able to get it on that. But I found it, and I have Sonic Team Racing again, and I'm very happy. I want to play it sometime.
Found one of my cartridges on the floor the other day.
Oh, Switch cartridge?
Yeah, and I was like, well, I'm to the point where it's like, I'm going to need to like buy one of those cases online where it's like you can just put them in all of them. It was Street Fighter, so it wouldn't have mattered if I lost it. Yeah. But like, dude, I have 71 Switch games.
That's crazy.
Physical.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you play most of those?
Yeah. Yeah. The only ones I don't play now is like Mario Party, because why play that?
Well, you would have played at New Year's. You came hang out with your boys, but no,
I had like people I didn't even hang out with for like over like 2 years were like asking me what I was doing for New Year's, and I'm like, stop asking me.
Yeah, I feel ya.
Yeah.
See, for me, it's just a one friend group.
Yeah. Like I have way too many.
Sucks. Sucks. Alejandro couldn't make it. Alejandro's back in Mexico because he got fucked over with immigration. Yeah, God, immigration rules in Canada is fucking annoying. He explained to me the whole thing, because if you're not a family, like, he's just one person trying to become a Canadian citizen, and he went to film school with me, and in order to apply for permanent, like, citizenship or something, I'm going to explain this wrong, he explained to me, like, last year when I hung out with him at New Year's, apparently you need so many hours worked in the industry that you studied in. But since they canceled the film tax credit after he graduated,
fucked everyone over.
Fucked him over, and he couldn't get those work hours in the field of study, and he wasn't able to rack up the points or whatever. Yeah. And he had to go back to Mexico for like a little bit. And he's gonna come back when he figures it out, but it's just a pain in the fucking ass.
It's a pain in the ass.
Sometimes that shit fucks you over. Like, God, if they didn't cancel the film tax credit, he would be a resident right now. Yeah. And he would have a job in the film industry, and he'd be
Good job.
It's bullshit.
Good job.
This shit sucks. God, I hate it when like shit just doesn't work out and it's completely out of your control. Yeah. It sucks. But yeah, when he gets that figured out and he's back in Nova Scotia, we get to hang out with him because we haven't seen him in a
We're gonna need to do more escape rooms.
Oh yeah, because we always go. There's a place called, we talked about it on the podcast before, but we'll bring it up again briefly. There's a place called Trapped Halifax, a city away from us. It's like an escape room where it's like you go in, you gotta like find the keys and solve puzzles, and it's like all practical room. It's like it's cool. There's like an Egyptian themed one. There's like a secret medieval themed one. There's a lab themed one.
I still laugh though, like me and Robbie were in there and we were like down to seconds, and I'm like, wait, I know what we gotta do now. Give me that thing. No, that's the wrong thing. We gotta go. And as soon as we unlocked the door, you guys were coming down to say that time was up, and she reached for the door. We go, wow.
Yeah, open the door literally when she's reaching for the knob. Same thing happened to me and Alejandro when we first beat that escape room. We were literally opening the door right when she was reaching for the knob. Like we both made it that close.
Yeah, she was terrified.
Yeah. Imagine reaching for the door and it just flies open and people just like fly out at you. It's like, Jesus.
Like, some of the shit that we did in there was like just funny, because when we were doing the medieval one, it's like, well, what are we supposed to look for?
There's like 4 of us doing that.
And I was going like this, and then you go, real fucking nice, Brady, and you look up and you go,
and I look past your finger and there's like a code written up on the wall. It's like, oh shit, there it is. Yeah. God, like just the way 4 people just kind of stumble upon the solution to those rooms is super fun.
Big goofing.
Yeah. All right, well, we can take podcast questions now. I actually remembered to put the post previous night, even though, like, weirdly enough, despite having this out a night before, we only got about as many questions as we usually get. So, whatever. I think we got about 10 questions here. Loading up. Yeah, there's 10 of them.
10 questions.
Okay. So Gafferman asks, how did the collab between you and Antidude come to be? Any cool, interesting behind-the-scenes happening? Basically what I described before. Like, I kind of had a bit in a video that kind of mentioned him until it was turned into, like, a inside joke based on people's comments thinking I was Antidude's re-uploading or whatever. Yeah. And then he kind of approached me about it, thought we could turn that into... Because we always, like, planned on collabing, like, some point in time before that, but he noticed that and thought we could run with that. So that was more so his idea. Yeah, there wasn't really any interesting behind the scenes. We just kind of sent each other the lines and figured it out and, you know, talked about it. We didn't really have any funny bloopers or anything because he's done collabs before, so he kind of knew what we were doing. So there wasn't any, like, goofy or mess-ups or anything. So I guess, like, honestly, my first collab experience, like, real with another actual YouTuber on, a traditional review video, having that first experience with somebody that's experienced doing that was actually pretty smooth, pretty good. Yeah. So that, there was nothing really interesting, I guess. I mean, I wish there was some funny bloopers, but not really. Ginger Muggins asks, what are your best/most memorable my coworkers are insane stories? I remember when I worked at Toys R Us in high school, I first learned about the arrow to the knee Skyrim thing from a coworker. Yeah. And it was the first time I ever heard it, and I hated it just because it came from... He was this douchebag named Brandon. Shout out Brandon, fuck you. If you ever watch this, you won't. No, he doesn't even... I don't even know if that was his name. Yeah. But anyway, let's call him Brandon, because come to think of it, I don't think that actually was his name. But we'll call him Brandon. I don't even know who he was. What's interesting when you go to work in high school is you meet people from other high schools. So he was from some other high school. I don't even know where he was, but this guy named Brandon, I think he was a year younger than me, was explaining to me, like, hey, there's this new joke. He didn't even say it was from Skyrim. I don't even know what it was from. I'm guessing he didn't know it was from Skyrim. He just thought it was a meme. He's like, there's this new joke where, like, if you say you can't do something, just say you took an arrow to the knee. Like, yeah, I was unloading this truck, but I took an arrow to the knee. And he kept just saying that over and like, something, but I took an arrow to the knee with some other guy, and they were laughing back and forth. And I was unloading an entire truck with these two guys, and they're driving me fucking insane. It's like, I don't know what, this joke makes no sense. And later that week, I found out it was from Skyrim, and I found out everyone already hated that joke. I'm like, alright, well, I got sick of it in one day.
You think it's fucking funny?
No. That's not really insane, though. I don't know, I can't really think of working with people that really drove me nuts other than, like, mild stuff.
I had one coworker at Subway who basically was almost a control freak. Mm-hmm. We'll call her Maddie.
Okay.
Okay? How you doing, Maddie?
We'll call her Brandon.
We'll just call her Arrow, okay?
Arrow?
Yeah.
Like
took an arrow to the job.
Oh, my brain went to arrow bars. I think I'm hungry for chocolate right now.
So Marty basically was
a different name every sentence.
So Aaron was basically just a person who was very controlling, a Dwight Schrute almost. If you watch The Office.
Dwight from The Office. Okay.
Wanting to be the assistant manager, but was more or less an assistant to the regional manager, and. So she was someone who believed in tarot cards. I'm like, if you want to believe in that, that's fine, that's cool. But like,
that's like some mom.
She thought she was also a psychic. She could pick up energies, like just things like that. And like one time, it was a quiet night in like January, and so Gavin basically was like,
Gavin.
I'm just making random names at all times.
Gavin.
Yeah. So Gavin was basically like. I'll do a reading for you. And it was like...
Humor them? Sure, okay.
Sure, why not? And I had to put on my best, like, fucking poker face. And so that happened, and then she also got into this relationship with this dude, and so Michael was deciding to go unprotected when dating this guy. Good. And so she was panicked that she was pregnant.
I understand people that do that. How that you learn that shit in school?
Yeah.
Condoms aren't that expensive.
And the thing is that
fucking idiots.
Our manager didn't believe in abortion, blah blah blah, this and that. So like there was like unease in this entire thing. So what happened was she was like 3 days after this, and she's like, I'm pregnant, and like she was like, I'm gonna name my child Violet because I drink these monster drinks and like I like the name Violet.
Name their kid after a fucking
so
Monster
she had to
drink.
come in and do a shift one day, and it was crazy. And instead of just owning up to the fact that she lost her cool, she was like, I'm sorry, it's just the whole thing with the baby, and the baby is like eating at my energy and stuff.
It's eating
blah,
at
blah,
my
blah.
energy.
And she walked out. She actually
eating at my chakras.
Yeah. And so, even before this, like, she was crazy. Because, like, I was saying... I told you about the incident where I ended up getting $92,000 put into my bank account.
You did tell me about that. What the fuck happened with that again?
So it was like just a weird scanning error with the check when I deposited it.
Yeah.
It was like $92,000. I was like, so I'm not touching any money until that gets fixed.
Yeah.
And so when they took it out manually.
You could buy a small house with that much money.
They took it out manually, and then they also took it out automatically. So I was now 91.
I remember that.
And I was like, I literally said, I was like,
that was like a year ago.
If they didn't fix that, which I know they would, but if for some reason they said they weren't going to fix that, I might as well just end up dead because there's no way I'm going to be able to pay that back.
Yeah,
my life is now
in debt,
expired.
your life's over. Yeah.
So they've got that fixed, and what basically Marvin said was, you should have sued them for emotional damages.
It's not how that works.
And I went,
it's not how that works. It's not how that works.
That's not.
They made a simple banking error.
I was like, it was an error. They fixed it. I mean, like, that's as far as it goes.
If they didn't fix the error and expected you to pay $92,000, then yes, you could bring them to court over that. But no, they fixed the problem.
So I was like, no, that's not how it works. She got hit by a truck too. And like,
no, when she was with the baby.
Not with the baby. Okay. No, this was like prior. But like she got up and she was like, and she took like months off because.
You always seem to encounter way more like awful people than I enter at work. I guess you worked fast food though, and I find fast food has like shittier people than retail.
Yeah, I mean, like I've had that one dude in retail over like this few months where he was just bitching and complaining and stuff like that. Jeffrey was a piece of shit. So
Jeffrey, just a sour Susie or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was going on with him, but like I would always he would always get really snippy with our manager.
I hate people who get
snippy. And like I walked over to him while he was doing a transaction, and I went, Clark, can I ask you something? He goes, what? And I go, are you stressed? Because like it's the holiday season, we're like going into Black Friday, stuff like that. And he goes, no. I was like, okay, good. Watch your tone. And then I walked off.
I didn't you told me about this. I don't realize it's the same guy.
Yeah. So like it's good.
Because like I've been very like stressed out from work, but I never took that out on my coworkers, on my employees. You have to, it sucks, but you have to hide that shit. You have to suck it up and like do your job and not make, because if you're miserable, you don't need to make the people around you miserable.
I've dealt with psychos. I've dealt with piss babies. I've dealt with egotistical, sexist managers. Like it's fucked up. Like
the I guess this is not really coworkers, but the managers at Toys R Us when I worked there were awful. I don't know if they're the same. Let's just call her like Gabula. Gabula from that Garanicore video. Gabula. Cancel my plans for tonight or whatever. No, fucking Gabula was such a like condescending jerk. I remember like anytime she would always like be up your ass if like she caught you like slacking off. I worked in the back room, and when we didn't have anything to do, we would had to do what's called packing, which you take all the boxes and make more room. But I was doing that, and there was like no room to do. I couldn't do anything.
So you're just basically trying to stand there.
So I was like, I guess I'll just like wait for the call in case someone needs moving something, because that's what I was doing throughout the night. Because like I'm more so working the Babies R Us side, because people are always getting baby car seats and cribs and stuff. So if that happened, I had to like find the one they were looking for in the color they wanted, send it down the chute, put it on a dolly, bring it out to their car, and that was like nice. But I sat down, I'm like, well, the packing's pretty much done, I'll just tie my shoe right now. So I sat down to tie my shoe, and Gabula comes in, and she's like, are you sitting on the job? I told you to start packing. I was like, I'm just tying my shoe, and she flipped the fuck out at me. So I was just tying my fucking shoe. And same manager. One time I got called out to the back when I was doing something, so I just put it down back in the cart so I could leave. And then I got a call, like, hey James, I saw you put that thing down just on the cart. You can't just leave that there. I was like, I was gonna go right back to it. I had to, and then she hung up on me.
Yeah. No, I hate people that jump to the conclusion on stuff. I've gotten to the point now where it's like, I was like, now before you actually assume that's what I did.
Yeah. They always.
I also have other things I have to do.
They're so like full of themselves and condescending that they like jump to the conclusion that you're doing a bad thing just so they can get mad at you because it makes them feel. They get off to it. It makes them feel good. They're just abusing their power, you know. Yeah. And the same managers clearly had no problem, no remorse for firing half of the staff. Because they had a job fair where they hired a bunch of fucking high schoolers in grade 10 that never had a job before, and they like, because they were opening a new Toys R Us, and then they closed down the old Toys R Us and just fired half the staff right there, laid everybody off. They didn't even call me. They didn't even have the decency to call me. I walked into work for 7 in the fucking morning on a weekend. And I'm there for half an hour, and they call me to the office, said, like, we're letting you go. I'm like, so you made me come all the way to work to tell me that, and you couldn't have called me. Like, fuck you. Yeah. And they did that to everybody. Yeah. Yeah. Toys R Us's management sucked ass. I don't know if it's the same people now.
If you don't have the common decency to call someone to say that you're letting them go.
But this was back in 2011. 2011, the people in charge of Toys R Us fucking sucked ass. Yeah, I guess that's some coworker stories.
Yeah, that was a long question.
That was.
Thank you.
All right. Opa Pingus Style asks, what do you think makes a good cliffhanger in fiction? What examples can you think of for cliffhangers that do it better than others? Oh, God, I don't know. I always hated cliffhangers. Yeah. Like, I love cliffhangers if I'm, like, I got the whole season, I'm watching it because it's all out. Yeah. But if, like, it's something I care about and I'm keeping up with and watching each episode as it comes out, like Better Call Saul, for example, a lot of those episodes end on cliffhangers, and I just get pissed off that I have to wait a week to see what happens. But I like them if it's a short period of time. It's like, oh, what's going to happen? I just click the next episode and see it right away. So I don't really know if I can't really think of like things that have done it good or bad. What are there cliffhangers in games? I guess the cliffhanger at the end of Xenoblade Chronicles X is so like mind-blowingly crazy that it doesn't necessarily could have a next game or not. You're hoping for one, but even if that is the end, that's just still a mindfuck ending. So I guess Xenoblade Chronicles X is ones that you don't necessarily have to follow up, but they give you a lot to think about even if they don't. Yeah. Those are good ones. Xenoblade Chronicles X is a good example of that. Yeah. Can't really think of many others. I guess when they like leave it open, but not necessarily like loose ends, but I guess that sort of cliffhanger.
There's definitely something that could happen next.
Yeah. I can't really think of any examples, but I guess it's not really a cliffhanger though. It's just that's the difference between cliffhanger and open ending, but I don't know if you got any.
No, I'm just like usually when it comes to like shows and stuff like that, like I like when I haven't watched something and it's like there's at least 3 seasons, so I'll just go on to the next one, like you said. So
I remember Lost was that way. Lost, every episode ended on a cliffhanger, of most episodes at least. And I remember I was watching that back on television when it was still airing. I was probably in middle school. Yeah, I think I was in grade 9, 9th grade. So it was like 2008, 2009. I was watching Lost, and I remember just getting like so antsy to see the next episode. And I know that's by design, so you'll keep watching. But I mean, back then I kind of liked it, but nowadays I'm just kind of like, just fucking show me what happens. Come on, what are you doing this? I just don't. I don't know. But I don't think I've watched enough TV recently to really think of examples.
I
can't think of any
games TV in probably.
I still watch some
5
TV.
years?
I mean, I don't watch it on TV, but I will watch
I have a TV, but it's just like I haven't watched TV shows or like TV channels.
Well, I still watch TV shows. I just don't watch them on TV. I download them on like whenever a new episode or a new season of Better Call Saul comes out, I just buy the season on PlayStation. So it's like they're on my dashboard every time the new episode comes out. And I like that. But I mean, I don't watch them on television anymore.
Yeah, like television channels is like I haven't invested in television channels.
You must watch shows on like Netflix though.
Like shows, but not like channels.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Fox.
We've still watched shows though.
Yeah,
it's not.
But
TV.
It's like I haven't watched TV. Like I don't need like a TV service provider. If I were to like say move out, but like Netflix or like Disney Plus, like those are things that I would be able to use rather than.
I got like shapes on my face or light. Yeah, I can't think of nothing.
Yeah,
I want to. The next one.
Yeah.
Metal Socks asks, for the twos of yous, what's the game that you would have to pick if stranded on an island?
What? Why do you sound like it? Sounds like that that text to speech. For the twos of yous, what's the game that would have?
I was talking about that with my girlfriend yesterday. Actually, I hate text to speech videos.
Yeah.
Those Reddit videos where they just like
I was in one of those, eh?
Yeah, you told me about that. But the text-to-speech thing as a meme or a quick joke for YouTube poop, that was kind of funny at first. But now, it's just laziness. An actual, like, if they just do that, like, they'll just copy and paste an entire Reddit article into text-to-speech and click render. And it's so lazy. You can't even say it. And I don't understand people that can fucking listen to text-to-speech for half an hour. It drives me fucking insane when you hear, like, I don't know. It's ridiculous. But anyway.
When the milkman comes up.
God.
Oh, God.
What was the question again?
If we were stranded on an island, what game would
it would be an Animal Crossing game.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing New Leaf, or Animal Crossing the DS one of the portable Animal Crossings. It could be Animal Crossing New Horizons on the Switch. That's portable. Bring that on an island. Can I charge the Switch, or is it just dead when I...
Can we have a solar charger?
Assuming I have a way to play the game. The new Animal Crossing New Horizons. Because that's a game where you're on an island. I'd pick that one when that comes out. Can I wait like 2 months before I get stranded, please, so that can come out? I gotta wait,
Sonic Adventure.
Sonic Adventure?
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2.
You just play that
over?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played that over.
That's a game. I mean, that's a game I could read.
Can I have it on PC?
This is for mods?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can play with mods recently.
I love that.
You should talk about that.
No, I've been playing a lot of Sonic Adventure 2 on my
Steam version.
on my computer with Steam, because my friend Vec, he got me that, and like the thing was, I saw Sonic Adventure 1, like he sent me that. I was like, oh, sweet. So I was like, thank you so much, and I accepted it. And then it popped up with Sonic Adventure 2, and I went, wow! I was like, okay, I'm playing that.
You certainly like the second one more, I'm assuming.
Yeah, like, I love one for its, like, open maps, like, just the hub worlds. But, I mean, I like the gameplay, too. It's like, I'm very equal on them.
I think 2 definitely plays a lot better than 1. Like, 1, I think, has more levels people dislike, but I think, like, the shitty levels are, like, more tolerable than the shitty levels in Adventure 1. Adventure 1's way more, like, glitchy and broken than 2, that's for sure.
So, when I'm playing them, like, I have mods that can bring in Sonic Heroes levels. I was playing Seaside Hill in, like, an adventure style, and I was like, this ain't so bad. Like, there's some stuff that needs to be worked out, because, like, I would glitch through the map or something.
Yeah.
It happens.
I mean, people shit on Sonic fans all the time because there's a lot of crazy ones. But honest to God, Sonic the Hedgehog has possibly the strongest modding community.
Yeah.
The single most talented and strongest modding community of probably any like popular game franchise. Like Sonic Generations mods are crazy. People have put all of the Sonic Unleashed levels in Generations. Which is crazy.
So like that's next time that goes on sale, that's something I'm gonna probably pick up, because like I used to live for those. I used to watch Bonner Monty play them all the time.
Oh, I forgot about that guy. He hasn't done stuff in forever. Yeah, damn.
But yeah, no modding on that is fun as hell. I was playing with Sonic R's model of Sonic.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I was like, this is what I want.
That's
like,
awesome.
I was like, yeah, Sonic Jam, baby.
So that's what you bring to Adventure Island. Modding Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
Alright, Leo Garcia says, you've mentioned before you want to do reviews of all Sing games at some point. Do your plans include A Look at Glass Rose and Again for DS? Oh, I forget what Again for DS is. Glass Rose, I don't know if I want to review that, but I want to get that just to see what the fuck that thing is. Because I don't even know what that thing is. I just know they made a PS2 game called Glass
Phineas
Rose.
and Ferb.
I'm getting Phineas and Ferb for DS. What's Again? Again, Nintendo DS trailer. Let's see what this is.
IGN.com, that big watermark.
Yeah, Sing is the company that made Hotel Dusk and the sequel Last Window that only came out in PAL regions. Then they made Trace Memory and the Trace Memory sequel that came out on Wii. This is interesting. This is like FMV kind of thing on the DS. Yeah, it looks kind of weird. This is interesting though. Oh, this looks like actually gameplay stuff looks similar to Hotel Dusk-ish. I don't know. It's kind of not getting a lot of gameplay here. Can I get one? I don't know. The only recommended thing is Hannah Montana DS, which is not what my... Whoa, what were you looking at? What are you pointing at?
When that guy pops up on the screen, where is he? It's like you... Like, okay, pause right here.
This guy?
That's like the face like your teacher makes like when you're like eating in class during like mental like math like sessions like with your campfire notebook. You're like
I'll put a picture up so you can see what the fuck we're talking about. He looks like Gus Fring from Breaking Bad.
He's like in the doorway, kind of swaying back and forth, and he's just like staring at you like.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll review those. I just want to review Hotel Dusk and maybe Trace Memory. I mostly just wanted to review Hotel Dusk, but I want to see because I've always wanted to play Trace Memory to see what that is. So that might be a good excuse to do that. I don't know. It's something I want to do sometime, but I don't know if I'll do those two. I'll see.
Jordan Gonzalez says...
Oh, I assume you're going to read it. Is there a series of games you want to get into or wish you liked more than you do? Dragon's Dogma. I used to watch Robbie play that all the time and thought it looked cool, but I fucking hated that game. I could not get into it. That was boring as balls. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't really like that sort of thing. If you have an answer, I can try and think of another one.
Probably it would have to be the Dark Souls games.
Dark Souls
games, I want to get into them. I really do. I
mean, I think the only good Dark Souls game is the first one. I think 3's kind of forgettable and okay, and 2's like... A lot of people don't like 2. I wasn't huge on 2. That first Dark Souls game is super fun, but fuck them all. Bloodborne is the king.
Yeah, like, because like, I see them and I'm like, I want to get into them, but like...
Play Bloodborne first.
Dragon Quest is like another like series I want to get into.
Yeah.
I played the Builder games, but like...
Yeah.
I want to try the actual Dragon Quest.
Alright. I can't think of anything else. That'll just be my answer.
That's my answer.
Yeah. Spendy asks, cats or dogs and why? I was never huge on either, but I guess I like dogs more. I like smaller dogs. I feel like they're more like interactable. I feel cats can be a little more indifferent to the owners. They kind of like fuck off. Cats can also... I've been scratched by a cat before, and I'd hate that, but like I feel like I don't get hurt by dogs at all. I don't know.
I get scratched by my cat all the time, but like she's quiet.
Yeah.
So like that's the one benefit. Like when I'm streaming.
That's true.
I also just love cats. Like
dogs are way more needy than cats. Yeah. But I do like dogs.
Yeah.
More.
I like the independence of a cat as well as just like when they're actually like wanting to be pet. Yeah. They come on their terms and then like. But like I bug the shit out of my cat anyways. I'll be like, "Hello, kitty, I love you." I see. And then my cat will be like,
"That's true.
Fuck off."
All right. Go Motion asks, how long do you think the recent spike in modern remakes of classic games, Spire Crash, etc., will last? Any games franchises you think deserve the same treatment that haven't seen a limelight in a while? Well, we're at an interesting time. I feel like PS4 has finally advanced far enough where we can remake these things and
without it being the same thing.
Yeah, so they look considerably way better.
Yeah, I mean,
because if we remade Final Fantasy VII on PS3, it's like, yeah, but I mean, I'm glad they waited till PS4 because it looks really, really good.
Of course, being someone who wanted it, I wanted it like as soon as possible. But like, I'm glad I
feel like what happened though is Crash Bandicoot did it, and every other company seeing how well this sold, and everyone's doing it now.
There's been a lot of Sony ones that have gotten remade.
Because Sony kicked it off with Crash Bandicoot, then they also Spyro. But I guess those are technically Activision. But I think Sony is what got the ball rolling with the Crash one, because Crash used to be Sony. Then there was Medieval and Shadow of the Colossus. PlayStation did both of those, but outside of PlayStation. See, I feel like PlayStation remade Shadow of the Colossus and Medieval just because they wanted... Like, who the fuck's going to rebuy Medieval? They wanted to do that, so that's a little different. Yeah. But other companies seeing that, like Resident Evil 2 remake, that did really well. Final Fantasy 7 remake, they said they never did that, but I feel like they kind of looked like, oh, people are buying these, maybe we'll do this. Even though it's going to take fucking forever to get all the parts. It's going to be like 10 parts or some crazy shit.
Conquer Modern Warfare.
Conquer had a remake.
Yeah,
that was
Live and Reloaded.
Yeah, that was. I don't know if that that's not like recent.
Banjo Redooey.
They should. Oh,
do it.
That's a good name for it. Banjo Redooey. That's a genuine. They should call it that. That's actually really good. Yeah, I definitely want them to do a like Crash Spyro style full on remake of Banjo 1 and 2. Yeah. Other games, I think the Ape Escape games 1, 2, and 3.
I think Recaptured would be a wonderful.
Recaptured, yeah, that would be cool. If they could remake Rayman 2 and 3, I don't know. I feel like platformers just lend themselves naturally to it. What about like
Rayman Remastered?
If they remake Silent Hill 1 in the same way as Resident Evil 2, I don't think that would work. Actually, I don't think modern Silent Hill just doesn't work. Because they're doing
Resident Evil 3 now. That was kind of silent.
I mean,
drop.
I mean, no, that was kind of... They put it in the state of play, but, like, who fucking cares the state of play?
No one really talks about state of play.
I don't know. I'm not as excited for the 3 remake as 2, because 2 is, like, I love Leon, I love Raccoon City, and 3 is the more, like, action-focused one, and I don't know if I'm going to care about that as much. I'll get it, I'll play it, but I don't know if I'm probably not going to like it nearly as much as 2. That's like a lot of people were commenting on my top 10 like, you're not excited for Resident Evil 3? That's absurd. People like seem really taken aback by the fact I didn't bring up Resident Evil 3. It's like, well, it's Resident Evil 3. They're remaking the one I don't like that much. It'll probably be good, and again, I'll play it, but I'm not going to care about it the same way I cared about 2.
Yeah.
Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 should remake those games and make them not broken.
I want them so badly. Apparently there was a leak recently where someone leaked out like a recording session of Open Your Heart.
Because there was a Sonic the Hedgehog's Twitter just randomly posted that Station Square remake song or whatever. That was super cool, but I wonder if that's going to be for Sonic Adventure. I don't know.
I'm hoping.
As for how long this will last, I think as long as they're making money.
Yeah.
Because what was the last one that came out? Resident Evil 2 remake? That made Medieval didn't make a lot of money. I don't think.
Well, Medieval in itself was like an obscure game in itself.
The Final Fantasy VII remake's going to make an insane amount of money, and once other companies see that, more companies are going to keep doing it. So I don't think we're going to stop seeing remakes anytime soon. Well into PS5, I'm sure we'll still seeing them.
Yeah.
It's just once every main company is out of their big guns, like Square's got Final Fantasy, Capcom's got Resident Evil. Once every major publisher is done with we got our big thing out, I guess does Modern Warfare remake count?
It's a reboot more in a sense because they did remaster it back on PS4.
Yeah, so that's not quite a remake, as it's they're just using the same name, like
just
break glass in case
story,
of emergency. But it'll last a while longer, and once it stops making money, once people are it'll be a I kind of feel like it'll be...
trilogy is coming out too.
That's not quite a remake, just a remaster. That's different.
Yeah,
because they're just porting it with high resolution and better lighting or whatever. That's not different. They're not remaking all the models and reprogramming the game from scratch. That's different. And Kiwami's not even like that because they just reuse the existing engine. Yeah. A remake is when they redo the whole thing ground up, no existing engine, like Crash or Spyro. But yeah, what I was saying is this is going to have a similar downfall, I think, that Guitar Hero and all those Plastic Instrument games did. Because they were huge, everyone loved them, until people got sick of owning Plastic Instruments. I think people in 5-6 years are going to get sick of remakes. People will stop buying them, they'll stop making money, and people will stop doing them. So I think I'd probably give it another 4 to 6 years. I think that bubble will break and that will happen. That's my guess. But yeah. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, or if you have a different take.
I want video games.
All right. Good, sure. Fighting Feng Huang. I don't know if that's how you say that, but they say, since you guys doing videos, what is your least favorite part of the process of creation, and why not balance it out with what is your favorite? I hate to break it. There's no balance. All the work has to get done. You just gotta fucking do it. You can't make one part have less, one part have more. You just have to do it all.
The only process.
You don't get to pick what you. But I hate recording the most. Recording fucking sucks. When you're sitting there in front of an 8-page script and you're spending the entire day, 8 hours straight, just trying to record it. And sometimes I have bad days where my mouth is too spitty and I gotta re-record all the lines too much, or I'm just not feeling it. I'm kind of tired. I don't have much energy. I hate recording so much. I like editing, though. Editing's great. Sometimes I hate playing through the game if it's a really frustrating game.
Yeah.
Or if it's I want to show this thing in the game, and it's obnoxious to unlock. That sucks too, but it's recording that I fucking hate the most, because just sitting there and just saying the lines until I get a take I'm satisfied with, it takes forever sometimes, and I hate it.
Yeah. I hate recording in the process of being out in the friggin' cold.
Yeah.
Because especially when you're recording in wintertime, last year we were just getting out of I think it was March weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was still cold.
Yeah, it was still winter out. And we were filming for the April Fools that. That was painful.
That was chilly out.
When we were filming for Granicor's Final Fantasy video and The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask Netflix.
Yeah.
They were super cold days and we were dying.
Especially if you're holding the metal equipment. Metal on your hands in the cold is horrible. And I had to hold the camera and it was awful.
I just hated the outfits I had to wear because I was either...
Because if you're in costume to play a certain character and you only are allowed to wear so much clothes, it's
I was Gladio and I was Young Link.
Yeah. So Gladio's got the muscle shirt going on, and you couldn't put anything under that. Yeah.
So when we got to the fire scene, I was literally leaning here.
Yeah.
I was I'm dying. I need the flame.
You actually need this fire.
Yeah. And then we had a bowl of chili, so that helped.
But that was a Final Fantasy 15 parody we did years ago, back when that game was new. I rewatched that. I feel a couple of months ago, and it's still really funny. I think the video holds up good.
Just get the fucking flash.
So, one last question. Mood asks, is there a game you didn't like at your first playthrough, but looking back on it or playing it again, you realize it was better than you originally gave it credit for? For me, that was Bloodborne. First time I played that, I don't know, I didn't really get into it. But then I played Neo, and I really liked Neo, and I wanted more games like that. Then I played Bloodborne, and honestly, I think I replay Bloodborne at least like once a year now. Yeah. And I think Bloodborne is actually in my top 5 favorite games of all time. That is one of my favorite fucking games ever, and I can't believe it didn't click with me the first time I played it. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say Spyro.
Spyro, really?
Yeah, like Spyro 1, I didn't like at first, and then I played it again, and I was like...
Interesting. When I first... I feel the same way. Like, the first time I played Spyro when I was younger, I felt it was kind of whatever. Yeah. But replaying it as an adult, it's, like, way more charming than I really gave it credit for. Like, the writing and the characters and the animations are super fun. And I think Spyro as a platformer is definitely, like, a little less engaging than like a Mario, because you kind of do the same thing every level. You kind of go around, get the gems, kind of hold the button to hit the but I mean guy. it's more so like the charmingness of the world and like how much the areas are fun to explore themselves and anything. Well, that's all the podcast questions. I guess I'll refresh, but I mean it's been up for overnight, so I doubt there'll be any more. But
who's gonna be the lucky one?
We gonna get it? No, it's still just 10. Yeah. Well, that's all the podcast questions. We've got an hour and a half, so we've a little slightly longer than normal so far. I don't know if you want to keep going or if you want to wrap it up. Or you want to get up. None of those.
We both watched The Irishman.
Oh, we did watch The Irishman. We should talk about that.
Yeah, no, I really liked it.
That was Martin Scorsese's new film. He's one of my favorite directors. When I was in college, I was going through his library, watching a lot of his movies. I watched, like, Raging Bull, Taxi Driver, King of Comedy, Goodfellas, and all the newer stuff with DiCaprio, The Departed. I was really stoked when I heard news that he was doing another movie with De Niro and Pesci. Also had Al Pacino, which he's never had on a film with those two before. I don't even know if I've seen those three all in the same movie. Those are the three classic, New York or Italian actors known for like crime movie, mafia movies, and seeing them together was. I couldn't believe that film was 3.5 hours long. It zipped right by. I remember Robbie and I like paused it. We're like, you want to pause so I get a drink or whatever? It was 2.5 hours into it. We're like, what? We thought we were an hour into this. Yeah, it was crazy. But that movie is kind of like, in Goodfellas or like Casino, a lot of his older like crime films, I feel like it explores a lot of the more nuanced, less exciting parts of mafia life. And then seeing at the end when like, no spoilers, but it's like how time moves on without you. Like he's old and dying in an old folks' home. All of his friends are dead. They're like, come on, man. It's like everyone's dead. No one cares. Why don't you just spill the beans? Tell us what really happened. The family of Jimmy Hoffa's family wants to know what happened. He just still won't say nothing. And then he brings
has that honor.
Then he brings up Jimmy Hoffa to his nurse, and she has no idea who he is. It's like, oh my god, like my whole life I was doing all this crime on awful things, and nobody even knows about it anymore. No one even cares. Like time went on without me, and he still won't say what happened. It's crazy. And that's just such a depressing, like, it's like, damn, this is where you end up. And that was an interesting territory to explore that Scorsese hasn't really done with his movies before. And I love that movie. That was fantastic.
It has quite a bit of charm to it.
Yeah.
Funny stuff too.
Just the dialogue. I hope you can't hear those dogs barking.
Well, hey, good job for you dogs, because you just reached the end of the podcast.
Oh my